Hello everyone, Jimmy is with you, and I am very glad to see you on the next video on my channel. Thank you to everyone who does not forget to support me and leave comments under the video. This is very important to me. I will not detain you. Let's get started. First story today from the user, Throwaway Fat. Let's listen. My wife, 35 female, does not feel comfortable with me, 40 male, working out and going to the gym anymore, and is suggesting I quit. I have always been slightly overweight in my 20s and 30s and really let go during the pandemic and gained a lot of weight. It started bothering me, and hence last January, I joined a local gym and hired a personal trainer. I lost most of the excess weight, and the trainer also helped me gain muscle. I love going to the gym now and working out 3-4 times a week. My wife, of course, loved my dedication, and I sometimes found her staring at me when I was changing, which was cute. Overall, my confidence improved, and I also started dressing nicely, and everything just fit right. I had a situation happen to me in the summer at my workplace. My wife's friend Barb also works in my company. One of the girls in my company, JC, late 20s female, from a different department, started becoming very friendly with me, started joining me for lunches and slacking me through the day about random topics. I would be busy and tried to be polite and ignore her. However, things got weird when she got hold of my phone number, which only my manager knows in office, and started messaging me after hours. I immediately drew a line and told her it's not acceptable and only talk to me via company messenger, as I do not talk to work colleagues on my personal phone. I also started ignoring her after that, except for a polite hello when we came face to face. My wife asked me to report her to HR, but I did not cause she never messaged me about anything inappropriate. My wife checked with her friend Barb, and she told my wife that JC and her friends were discussing my weight loss and how I have completely changed the way I dress. Again, I ignored it, as I am not sure this was raised enough to be reported to HR. The day before yesterday, during our Christmas party, Jay approached me twice and asked me to join her on the dance floor. I declined and just went about my way. By the end of the night, she came to me, started dancing suggestively in front of me, and did something highly inappropriate. I was shocked and fell back, spilling my drink on myself. JC's manager swooped in and told me she had too much to drink, and I never saw JC again at the party. When I reached home, my wife had already heard about the incident from Barb. She was crying and was angry at me. She blamed me for not reporting JC to HR when she had told me to. She also said I was drunk, which I was not, and had only 3 drinks during a 3-hour party, and stank like whiskey. After I calmed her down, she asked me to shower and rest. She apologized before sleeping, but told me she felt very violated by JC's actions, and I promised her I would meet with my manager and HR as soon as the office opens again, which is after New Year's. In the morning, I woke up and started getting ready to go to the gym. My wife asked me if I could not go to the gym. I said okay, and we both cooked a nice breakfast and had fun family time with our toddler. Afterward, my wife asked me if I could hold off going to the gym for a while. She told me that she feels insecure when other women look at me, and yesterday was a deal breaker. We never had any similar issues in the 11 years of our marriage. She loved me just the way I was, and did not care if I became muscular. She told me that the purpose of the gym was to lose weight, and I have already achieved it, so I can just maintain where I am at and not work out further. Upon further probing, she told me that my losing weight had been a hot topic among her friends group, and she had a fallout with one of her friends because she made some sexual comments about me. All of this is making her very anxious. On one hand, I love working out now, for the first time in my life. It makes me feel confident. On the other hand, I want my wife to be happy, and this is a very small price to pay in my books. I know she is being insecure and controlling, but I love her and the life we have built together, and all I want to do is see her being comfortable and happy. I am holding off going to the gym till New Year's and enjoy the holidays with my family. However, to want to continue after that? How do I convince my wife to not be insecure? I know there is no switch. And what have people in this situation done? Author update this story. To be honest, after reading the comments during the few hours or so, I realized I was the AH for posting about my wife's reaction in such a sensitive situation. I just wanted to get perspectives from people in a comparable situation. However, I just had the internet judge her when she was at her most vulnerable. I tried to defend her in the comments section, but things got out of hand quickly, and I decided to just stop reading the comments for a while and plan my day. I wanted to thank a lot of people who pointed out that her insecurity may be stemming from me not showing her that she is the most important person to me. I cooked her a nice dinner, and I asked her after dinner if I had been ignoring her due to the gym, or if I had given her any reason to mistrust me. According to her, I have been fine, but she has been having issues for many months now. She said she was proud of what I had achieved, and initially she used to feel good when everyone complimented me. However, she did start getting insecure when I started receiving more female attention. She also felt I was enjoying it and didn't put enough boundaries. Her examples were a lot of my female friends were complimenting my body and getting handsy, like pressing my arms and hugging excessively. And I didn't stop that. She also said that she caught some of her friends talking to me in a very flirty way, but I just kept on being polite and continued talking as normal. Also, she didn't like her friends talking about me or asking her constantly if I was going to come to the get-togethers. When one of her friends expressed some pretty disgusting thoughts to another friend in private, and she came to know there was a big fight in their group, some of her friends also cut contact with that friend. Overall, she has been struggling with these thoughts for the last 6 months and talks to her therapist about this. She also mentioned that food was an important part of our relationship. She is an amazing cook and loves to bake. Although she still bakes for my kid, she said that I only eat in very small portions when she cooks nice meals for me. It feels as if she is only cooking for herself and has stopped making nice meals. She used to enjoy the fact that I liked her cooking. She also misses the food I used to cook for her. So we set some ground rules. I won't talk about how I am getting my 180 grams of protein every day. For those who know, no. When she cooks something nice, I will eat it and I will enjoy it. She can ask me to cook her favorite meals and I must oblige. And of course, she never intended for me to stop going to the gym and was just upset with the whole situation, so that is resolved. As for JC, the situation is still ongoing. My manager talked to me the day after the incident and told me she wouldn't take it lightly and had already contacted HR. HR reached out to me yesterday afternoon. To paraphrase their email, it talked about how they want to create safe workplace, blah blah. JC gave a letter of apology to her manager, and her manager forwarded it to HR. She said that she was offered too many shots and got blackout drunk and does not remember the end of the evening. She thanked her manager for taking her to her hotel room safely. She also offered to never drink alcohol at corporate events or during office happy hours. HR set up a meeting with me and my manager after we get back from the break as they want to make sure I am okay. I wanted to get an opinion from anyone who works in HR here. I am going to tell my side of the story, including the past messages, etc. However, what is the process that HR follows here? What is really the point of this, and what outcome should I expect? What I think about this story: his wife needs to get a grip, and he needs to be more direct with shutting down advances from other women. I wish someone would have the audacity to tell me to stop taking care of myself because it makes them uncomfortable. The irony here is that if his wife also made the gym an important part of her life, she would feel a lot better. I think part of her issues is just plain projecting because her husband is receiving attention she isn't used to. Let's check the users' comments. I'm expecting a post in a few years' time about how his wife was cheating and he feels bad because he wasn't seen being supportive enough. Like, dude, you were harassed and are a victim, but your wife is the one who needs comfort. She didn't tell you how she felt until you was assaulted, and let's talk about her friend group. No friend group instantly start talk vulgar about people that dump was going on for a while, and most likely your friend was a part of it. It only became a problem when the husband was mentioned. Dude is being abused and controlled, and yet he's the problem. Dude needs to either get couples counseling or separated, because in no way was he the problem. While I'm happy for OP, am I the only one side eyeing his wife? No judgment here, but her initial attitude and the recent about all of this is weird. Maybe Oop didn't clarify every interaction with his wife, so let's take this with a grain of salt. OP is the victim here. He was vulgar harassed. Her answer is to make it about her insecurities and implying that he wasn't considerate to her when it comes to food. While I get this can suck, but someone losing weight or building muscles must have a proper diet, rather than standing with Oop and being angry on his behalf. Maybe she did. And all of that would have been easier had she communicated her thoughts properly instead of overreacting. What was her end game? Did she want OOP to fully stop working out and gain weight again so no one would look his side, and she'd be secure that he won't leave? I struggle to understand her thought process. Also, he says, we set ground rules. But all of the 3 rules are catering to her. So what is she doing to cater to him? OP is definitely a good guy and a great husband, but I feel bad for him having to deal with work and his home because someone couldn't take a hint, which comes to our main course, J. I also fail to understand her thought process and her end game. Talk about not only being stupid, but also digging your heels after being told many times and given many chances to your boundary-stomping butt. The icing on the cake was 2 things: her claiming to be blackout drunk. Like, come on girl, is that your best argument? As if it'll absolve her from terrible attitude and actions, and the fact that she get OOP's personal number. OOP should definitely use that point to his favor, as I'm not really optimistic with HR, given that they might accept her apology. If it was the other way around, OOP would have gotten into so much trouble that it's even funny. I wish OOP the best. Second story from the user, Fickle Risk, let's listen. I'm a 30 female and my husband is a 32 male. We have 1 daughter, Madeline, 8 female. I have a Esil, Jasmine, 32 female. And she has been having infertility issues for a while now and has had a couple of miscarriages. Jasmine and I aren't that close, but we're friendly to each other. She got pregnant a few months ago, and she had her gender reveal party about 2 weeks ago. Everyone was so excited and happy when we found out she was having a girl. During this year's family Christmas dinner, she announced that she was going to name her kid Madeline, but spelt differently, of course, as if that made it any better. Her daughter's name was going to be Madeline. I was completely shocked. Never in my wildest dreams did I expect that Jasmine would want to name her kid Madeline as well. If she told me before we named our daughter, I probably would have taken that into consideration before naming her. I asked Jasmine why she would want to name her daughter the same name as mine, and she said that technically it wasn't the same name since it was going to be spelt different. She also said that her great-aunt's name was also Madeline, and that she thought that Madeline was a cute name. Jasmine also mentioned that Madeline was supposed to be the name of her kid before she had a miscarriage. This was before Madeline was born. I never even knew that was what she wanted to name her kid, because she never told anyone. I was really upset and told her she could have just told me before I named my daughter that she also wanted to name her daughter Madeline. She said that I was always such a witch and that I probably would have named my daughter Madeline either way. I don't even know what I ever did to this woman. I then asked what we were going to do about the confusion of them having the same name, and she told me we could use my daughter's middle name. Like, what? I told her if anything, we should be calling her daughter by her middle name since my daughter came first. We went back and forth a few more times before I decided to leave early with my husband and Madeline. My daughter was also pretty confused and asked why her aunt would want to name her daughter the same name as her. I'm still really upset and hope she changes her mind, but this morning my BIL texted me and said that I should try to better understand Jasmine and her feelings. I texted him back and told him that she should stop being such a witch and try to understand my feelings instead. I really don't think I'm an asshole, but Ida? What I think about this story. With apologies, I have to vote YTA. Should no one else in the whole world have the name Madeline? Or just your family? How long does this "no one can use the name but me" last? Lots of families have multiple persons with the same first name. You really want to alienate your family over this? Really? Jasmine isn't the witch in this situation. Let's check the user comment. My nieces have the same names. It was a huge falling out in the family. They were born 5 months apart. My 2 favorite little people have never met because of the name Fiasco. It's been 10 years. Both their moms, my sisters, dug in. I honestly think it's no big deal they have the same name. They actually each like different nicknames. I would give anything for this not to have been an issue. For the sake of the kids being able to love each other, I say let it go, if you can. Thanks to everyone who watched to the end. I am very grateful for your activity. See you in the second video today. Bye-bye.